Look at the room you are in, the walls, the ceiling, the floor. It was designed, it was built with intent. Someone, somewhere, drafted a blueprint and decided where every line would go, where every wall would stand. Now, look at the room inside your mind, the walls of your own limitations, the ceiling of your doubt, the floor of your past regrets. It is a room you live in every second of every day. Who built that room? The truth is, you didn't. That room was built for you. Its walls are made of second-hand beliefs passed down from people who were themselves living in rooms they didn't build. Its foundation is a collection of fears, the fear of judgment, the fear of failure, the fear of being seen as you truly are. The air inside is thick with the ghosts of past mistakes, whispering that you are destined to repeat them. Most people will live their entire lives inside this unseen prison. They will pace back and forth, measuring the confines of their own potential, wondering why they feel so trapped, so small. They will press their hands against the invisible walls, believing them to be solid, believing them to be the very edge of reality itself. They exist as a psychological prisoner, a passive occupant in the most important structure that will ever exist, their own consciousness. But a select few, a very rare few, come to understand the truth. You are not the prisoner. You are the architect. That room, that prison, only exists because you have not yet realized that you hold the blueprint. You have the power not just to renovate, but to demolish, to tear it all down to the bare earth and build a palace in its place, a fortress of such unshakable self-belief that its very presence reshapes the world around it. This video will hand you that blueprint. It will give you the tools. It will walk you through the process, from demolition to final construction. Pay close attention, because by the end of this, you will no longer be a resident of a room built by others. You will be the master designer of your own reality. Before you can build, you must destroy. An architect does not construct a skyscraper on top of a shack. They clear the land. This is the most violent, yet most necessary phase. You must become a master of demolition. The prison walls look solid, but they are built from intangible materials. To tear them down, you must first identify them. The first wall is the wall of inherited beliefs. These are the truths you were given. Be realistic. Don't be too confident. Know your place. These were not instructions for success. They were the bars of someone else's cage, handed to you for your own safety. They are not your beliefs. They are hand-me-downs. See them for what they are, graffiti on the walls of your potential. The second wall is the wall of social fear. This is the fear of the tribe, the fear of being judged, ridiculed, or cast out. This is a primal fear, a deep echo from a time when banishment meant death. It forces you to shrink, to conform, to apologize for your own existence. It is the most powerful wall and the one that keeps most prisoners compliant. The third wall is the wall of past failures. This wall is built from the ghosts of every mistake you have ever made. It projects images onto your mind, reminding you of embarrassment and defeat. It whispers that your past is a prediction of your future. It convinces you that because you failed once, you are, in your essence, a failure. To demolish these walls is not a passive act. It is a conscious, aggressive choice. You must look at each belief, each fear, each memory, and pass a sentence upon it. You must declare, with the authority of the architect, this is not a part of my design. This is where you lay your new foundation. It is a single, powerful decree that you will build everything upon. That decree is this: my belief is the command that creates the evidence, not the other way around. The prisoner waits for the world to give them permission to feel confident. They need proof, a success, a compliment, a victory before they can believe in themselves. The architect understands this is backwards. The architect knows that belief is the cause, not the effect. It is the blueprint from which reality is constructed. When you feel doubt, you will not seek reassurance. That is the prisoner rattling the bars. You will go silent and issue a new internal decree. If you feel unworthy, your decree is, I am the standard. If you feel afraid, your decree is, I am the force that navigates fear. If a past failure haunts you, your decree is, that was a lesson, not a life sentence. My design has been improved because of it. You do not argue with the old voices. You do not negotiate with the fear. You simply issue the command with finality. You overwrite the old code. This is the act of demolition. It is loud, it is messy, and it is the only way to clear the ground for what you are about to build. An architect is nothing without their tools. The prisoner uses their body and voice to react. The architect uses them to construct. You will now learn to master the three primary tools of presence and power. Tool number 1, the gravity of stillness. Observe the prisoner. They are a whirlwind of nervous energy. They fidget, they tap their feet, they shift their weight. Their body leaks their insecurity from every pore. They are desperate to fill space with motion, to signal compliance and harmlessness. The architect understands that true power is found in stillness. Stillness is not passivity, it is control. It is the calm at the eye of the storm. It communicates on a deep primal level that you are not threatened, you are not reactive, you are the one who is being observed. Mastering this tool means waging a war on your own nervous system. When you sit, you sit. Plant your feet, rest your hands. When you stand tall, occupying your space without apology. You eliminate the fidgets, the twitches, the nervous tics. Each one you conquer is another signal of power you are broadcasting. Stillness creates a gravitational field. It makes others lean in. It makes them uncomfortable. It forces them to reveal their own nervous energy, giving you a constant stream of information about their internal state, while you reveal nothing. Your stillness is your shield and your scanner. Tool number 2, the measured gaze. The prisoner uses their eyes to plead. They dart around the room, seeking approval. They break eye contact first, signaling submission. Their gaze is a request. Am I safe? Do you approve of me? The architect's gaze is not a request. It is a tool for assessment and declaration. You must learn to use your eyes not as windows to your soul, but as instruments of perception. When you look at someone, you are not seeking a connection. You are gathering data. You look at them with the calm, detached curiosity of a master craftsman studying a piece of material. You hold their gaze not as a challenge, but as a simple statement that you are present, you are unafraid, and you are seeing them, all of them. When they speak, your gaze remains steady. It tells them they have your full, undivided attention, which is both a gift and a source of immense pressure. When you speak, your gaze does not waver. It declares that your words have weight and that you expect them to be received as such. You will be the one to decide when eye contact is broken. It is a subtle, silent negotiation of power that you will win every single time, not through aggression, but through unshakable calm. Tool number 3, verbal architecture. The prisoner's language is weak. It is full of holes. It is designed to soften, to appease, to avoid conflict. The architect's language is a structural element. It is precise, intentional, and strong. To master this tool, you must rebuild your vocabulary from the ground up. As we said, you will demolish the language of the prisoner, the I thinks, the maybes, the I'm sorries. These are verbal weeds that grow in the cracks of your confidence. Uproot them. Next, you will master the downward inflection. A prisoner's voice rises at the end of a sentence, turning a statement into a question. It begs for validation. We should go this way? An architect's voice falls. It is the sound of a gavel striking wood. It is the sound of a final decision. We are going this way. Practice this. Record your own voice. Hear the difference. One is a plea, the other is a decree. You will also learn to use silence as your most powerful verbal tool. A prisoner fears silence. They rush to fill it with noise, revealing their hand, their fears, their entire strategy. The architect wields silence like a scalpel. When asked a difficult question, you will not rush to answer. You will pause. You will hold the other person in your calm, measured gaze, and you will let the silence hang in the air. This does two things. First, it gives you time to construct your answer perfectly. Second, it often makes the other person so uncomfortable that they start talking again, clarifying their question, revealing their motive, or even answering the question themselves. You gain everything by saying nothing. When you do speak, you will speak in headlines, not footnotes. Be concise. Be final. Let your words be the pillars of the conversation, not the decorative wallpaper. You have cleared the land. You have mastered your tools. Now you begin the great work. The construction of a mind so resilient, so well defended, that it becomes an impenetrable fortress, an inner citadel. A prisoner's mind is an open field. Any passing opinion, any stray insult, any minor setback can trample through it and cause chaos. Their emotional state is determined by the weather, by the whims of others. The architect designs for defense. They know the storms will come, so they build walls of stone. This is not about blocking out the world. It is about deciding what is allowed to enter your most sacred space. The first component of your citadel is the moat of sovereign indifference. This is not the same as apathy. Apathy is weakness, a sign you have given up. Sovereign indifference is a sign of ultimate power. It is the conscious, strategic withdrawal of your emotional investment from outcomes you do not control. You will still act. You will still have goals. You will still work towards them with precision and intensity. But you will release your attachment to the result. If you succeed, it is a confirmation of your design. If you fail, it is a valuable structural test that provides data for improvement. The outcome does not touch your core self. You are indifferent to its judgment. This moat protects you from the two most powerful psychological weapons used against you: the promise of praise and the threat of criticism. When you are indifferent to both, you become ungovernable. The second component is the one-way mirror wall. You must learn to see the world with perfect emotional clarity, while allowing the world to see nothing of your own inner state, except what you strategically choose to project. When you are in a negotiation, an argument, or any high-stakes interaction, you will become a calm observer. You will watch the emotions of others, their frustration, their excitement, their anger, as you would watch colors shifting on a screen. They are data points. They tell you what they value, where their weaknesses are, what they truly want. Meanwhile, your own state is a placid reflection. When they look at you for a reaction, they will see only their own emotional state reflected back at them. This will magnify their own feelings and unnerve them. They will feel completely seen, yet they will know nothing of you. You are a black box, a mystery. And in the game of human dynamics, the mystery always holds the power. The final component is the throne room. This is the core of your citadel. In this room, only one entity is allowed to rule: your conscious, logical, architectural self. Emotions are allowed to enter, but only as messengers. They may approach the throne, deliver their message. There is a potential threat, there is an opportunity, and then they are dismissed. They are not allowed to sit on the throne. They do not make decisions. The prisoner is ruled by a chaotic court of emotional jesters. The architect listens to all counsel, but the final decree comes from the throne of pure reason alone. Once your citadel is built, you must still engage with the world, but you no longer engage as a supplicant. You engage as a sovereign power. This changes your relationship with the two great forces of social life, rejection and acceptance. The prisoner fears rejection. To them, it is a verdict on their self-worth. It is the tribe casting them out. To the architect, rejection is merely a navigational tool. It is a signpost. When a door is closed to you, it is the world showing you that the structure you were about to build was not meant for that plot of land. It is a filter, efficiently removing people, opportunities, and environments that do not align with your master design. It saves you time. It saves you energy. You will learn to be grateful for rejection, for the clarity it provides. You do not mourn a closed door. You turn your attention to the infinite number of other locations where you can build. Conversely, the prisoner craves acceptance. They chase it. They contort themselves to get it. The architect never chases. They understand the law of inherent value. Your focus is not on being liked or accepted. Your entire focus is on the construction of your citadel. You pour all your energy into becoming more skilled, more resilient, more knowledgeable, more self-contained. You build a structure of such immense value, such undeniable quality, that it develops its own gravity. People become curious. They are drawn to your strength, your calm, your unshakable frame. They will want to see what is inside the fortress. They will seek your approval. Acceptance becomes a byproduct of your work, not the goal of it. You do not seek the light. You become the light, and the world rearranges itself to be closer to you. The journey is complete. The old prison, with its walls of doubt and fear, is a distant memory, a pile of dust on land you no longer own. You have walked through the fire of demolition. You have mastered the tools of presence. You have constructed a fortress of the mind so powerful that it is a force of nature in its own right. You understand now. Confidence is not a feeling you chase. It is a structure you build. Most will continue to live in the cells they were given. They will look at those who are free, those who build and design their own lives, and they will call it arrogance or luck or a gift they weren't given. They will complain about the walls of their prison, never understanding that the door was never locked. They were always the warden. But you will not. You have the blueprint. You have the tools. You know the truth. You are not a product of your circumstances. You are the architect of them. Every day you will wake up within the strong, quiet walls of the reality you have built for yourself. You will look out at the world not as a battlefield to survive, but as a landscape of opportunity upon which to build. The blueprint is in your hands. The tools are yours to command. The world is waiting for your design. Begin